Reminiscent. Awakening memories of something similar. Indicative. Evocative. Nostalgic. It is known that the simple blue cornflower is reminiscent of summer meadows. Timely. Happening at the best possible moment. Appropriate. Seasonable. Auspicious. The incident served as a timely reminder of how dangerous our environment can be. Far-fetched. Difficult to believe and unlikely to be true. Unrealistic. Unlikely. Questionable. The alien story published in the newspaper seems to be far-fetched and unreal. Witty. Using words in a clever and funny way. Humorous. Fanciful. Sharp-witted. She made jokes at the teachers and had witty comments that were a little saucy. Sanguine. Positive and hoping for good things. Optimistic. Upbeat. Promising. Although the economy is looking better, we should not be too sanguine about the future. Intrigued. Arouse the curiosity or interest in something. Captivated. Absorbed. Inquisitive. When I studied weaving, I became intrigued with natural dyes and coloring. Somber. A feeling of great sadness. Bleak. Depressing. Miserable. Losing the final match, the whole team was somber for many days. Whimsical. Spontaneously fanciful or playful. Outlandish. Eccentric. Capricious. It would be more rewarding and fulfilling if we have a whimsical attitude toward life. Dogmatic. Asserting opinions in an arrogant manner. Adamant. Prejudiced. One-sided. There is a danger of becoming too dogmatic about teaching religion. Bewildered. Completely puzzled, or confused. Baffled. Speechless. Or struck. We have been bewildered by the advancement in information technology. Solemn. Very serious or formal in manner. Serious. Profound. Big deal. All affiliates had to swear a solemn oath never to disclose the secrets of the company. Laudatory. Expressing praise or admiration. Admiring. Complimentary. Extolling. The laudatory announcement praised the team's efforts during the final contest. Wrathful. Full of, or marked by extreme anger. Furious. Ill-tempered. Indignant. In the Bible, we observe the wrathful and furious destruction of past civilizations. Reticent. Unwilling to speak about thoughts or feelings. Reserved. Taciturn. Introverted. At first, she was reticent, but later she relaxed and was more forthcoming for discussion. Euphoric. Feelings of generating intense happiness. Overjoyed. Exhilarated. Elated. Scientists are euphoric at the potential success of genetic engineering on humans. Poignant. Having a very sharp feeling of sadness. Moving. Heartbreaking. Touching. The photograph awakens poignant memories of my painful days in the past. Ambiguous. Having more than one possible meaning. Confusing. Uncertain. Double-edged. This agreement is very ambiguous and open to various suggestions and interpretations. Derogatory. Showing a critical or disrespectful attitude. Contemptuous. Abusive. Insulting. The disagreement contained a number of derogatory racial remarks and hate speech. Fervent. Having, or displaying a passionate intensity. Passionate. Vehement. Intense. Most successful people are fervent supporters of self-determination. Esoteric. Having an inner or secret meaning. Enigmatic. Cryptic. Obscure. Its esoteric meaning is in the domain of the academic rather than the layman. Sardonic. Being scornful and mocking in a humorous way. Sarcastic. Ironical. Mocking. People usually make sardonic remarks or cynical observations about their past failures. Insipid. Not having a strong taste or character. Boring. Characterless. Monotonous. Please do not be an insipid speaker who makes the audience fall asleep. Miraculous. Very wonderful, or amazing like a miracle. Magical. Astounding. Phenomenal. It was a completely miraculous victory over a much stronger enemy. Colloquial. Associated with familiar and informal conversation. Unofficial. Casual. Conversational. It's challenging to understand the colloquial idioms of a foreign language. Abnormal. Deviating from the normal or average. Exceptional. Unusual. Extraordinary. Astronauts have identified some abnormal phenomena in outer space. Excruciating. Causing great pain or anguish. Agonizing. Tormenting. Dreadful. Witnesses described to the police the brutal racial attack in excruciating detail. Dexterous. Any skillful or clever physical movement. Proficient. Skillful. Professional. It is true that as people grow older, they generally become less dexterous. Petrified. So frightened that one is unable to move. Terrified. Frightened. Horror-stricken. The girl was absolutely petrified at the thought of jumping off the bridge. Coherent. Logical and well-organized, easy to understand. Understandable. Logical. Reasonable. Many students appeared hardly capable of conducting coherent writing. Heartfelt. Very strongly felt, or extremely sincere. Earnest. Wholehearted. Deepest. Please accept my heartfelt thanks now for your sincerity and your generosity. Outstanding. Much better than usual, excellent. Distinguished. Superb. Brilliant. His outstanding performances set a new benchmark for athletes throughout the world. Luxurious. Extremely comfortable, or elegant in manner. Sumptuous. Grandiose. Opulent. Our honeymoon was 3 days in Las Vegas at a luxurious hotel called Le Mirage. Destitute. Essentially means not having something. Deprived. Impoverished. Insolvent. Taxpayers must pay health insurance premiums for the elderly and destitute. Mind-blowing. Extremely impressive, or surprising. Breathtaking. Fabulous. Sublime. The astronauts had mind-blowing views of planet Earth from the spaceship. Frivolous. Not having any serious purpose or value. Insignificant. Trivial. Inconsiderable. My mother every so often spends her monthly pension on frivolous purchases. Appalling. Very unpleasant and shocking. Shocking. Horrendous. Offensive. We witnessed some appalling acts of barbarism in the Russian-Ukraine war. Enchanting. To attract and hold the attention of something. Alluring. Bewitching. Mesmerizing. It is an enchanting cathedral that is filled with ancient architecture and art. Grotesque. Odd, or unnatural in shape and appearance. Distorted. Ill-shaped. Malformed. It is perhaps the most grotesque and repulsive art ever exhibited in the museum. Insatiable. Incapable of being satisfied or appeased. Unquenchable. Desiring. Pressing. The public has an insatiable appetite for stories about myths and legends. Pungent. Having a sharply strong taste or smell. Pervasive. Acerbic. Bitter. She is a prolific writer and capable of writing pungent, funny dialogue. Preposterous. Extremely unreasonable and foolish. Nonsensical. Absurd. Unreasonable. Selling dead insects was a preposterous idea, and no one took it seriously. Mischievous. Enjoying, or having fun by causing trouble. Troublesome. Naughty. Misbehaving. The teachers warned us not to engage in mischievous behavior in the classroom. Old-fashioned. No longer modern, or fashionable. Antiquated. Obsolete. Outdated. Old-fashioned ideas are being replaced with emerging trends and cultures. Outrageous. Highly unusual, or unconventional. Ostentatious. Flamboyant. Flashy. The story contains several outrageous slurs against the former president. Sarcastic. Using remarks that clearly mean the opposite. Sneering. Belittling. Acrimonious. They differ profoundly on many issues, but they have never been sarcastic to each other. Mournful. Feeling or expressing sorrow or grief. Melancholy. Dejected. Sorrowful. The mournful sounds emerging from the funeral made everyone very sad indeed. Impressionable. Easily influenced by other people. Susceptible. Malleable. Gullible. The new policy has been implemented to protect young and impressionable viewers. Empathetic. The ability to sense other people's feelings. Compassionate. Caring. Responsive. Doctors need to be both clinically competent and empathetic toward their patients. Ominous. A feeling that something bad is going to happen. Inauspicious. Menacing. Sinister. Because of the ominous music, we knew something bad was about to happen. Pompous. Excessively elevated or ornate. Showy. Exaggerated. Bombastic. He was to some extent pompous and had a high opinion of his own capabilities.